in this episode, we're going to attempt to take this Detroit Speed block-off plate and weld it in something like that. All right, so the reason that we are going to be putting that block-off plate in here and covering all this up is because we're going to be running a vintage air conditioning system in the car. It's a heater air conditioner system, and we no longer need this big hole or all that stuff. We don't need any of that, and I don't know what happened here. I suspect somebody tried to put an HEI ignition on this small block that came in this thing at some point, and they bashed that in to make space for it. But anyways, so we're gonna cut this out and we're gonna put that block off plate in there. Okay, so prior to tackling this firewall block off plate, I thought I'm gonna see if there's any videos online of them done. Well, first thing I did is I went to Detroit Speed's website, and they have their big rundown of all the different helpful videos that they have for how to do the various things, because they make a lot of products for these cars. Well, when you click on the one for the firewall for the first gen Camaro and the Nova, it's 404, page not found. So, okay, all right. So I looked on YouTube, and there was one guy who was like, I'm going to have a video on how to do this 67, well, it's 68 in his case, 68 Camaro block-off plate. He shows the block-off plate in his hand, and then he shows it already done. So it doesn't actually show it one little bit of how he did it. So I, looking at the directions here, I'm a little surprised, okay? So first direction, completely clean the firewall to cowl seam. All caulk, seam sealer, paint, and grease should be removed before welding begins. Okay, yeah, makes sense. All right. Detroit Speed panel has a stamped edge that may need to be ground to fit each unique firewall or cowl profile. Okay, yep, got that. Once the edge fits properly, install the fender bolt with washer, that's right here, in the passenger side firewall attachment hole to hold the panel in position. And then four, begin tack welding panel in place. This is the part that surprised me. This begin tack welding panel in place. Now, I wrongfully assumed that you took this panel. Where did I put my panel? Oh. I assumed that you took and you cut out the old and then welded in the new. No. They want this just welded over top of. This just gets welded over top of all that. That was a surprise. Yeah, okay, so this is going to sound so trivial, but if I just weld this over top of the old one as is, I have nearly twice as much metal there as what I really need. So I'm going to do a hybrid, all right? I am going to cut, I don't know, like I need to think about this, because I like how this panel is going to repair this dented up part here. I like that. But I don't like how all this is going to be just still in place as excess metal. It doesn't actually do anything anymore. It's just there for no reason at all. But see, on the inside there's a wall that goes behind here like this. I think I need to do a hybrid. I think I need to cut out some of this excess metal and then weld this in place and do what they suggest. Like I would, yeah, I think I need to do a hybrid here of this, because I don't see why on earth I would have all this extra metal back there for no reason at all. Okay, well, that's what I'm going to do. So if you came to this video as a how-to of the Detroit Speed, I am going off book. I am not doing it like they recommend. I'm doing my own way because I don't want any extra metal that I don't need into this whole process. Maybe I'm adding extra work for myself. I don't know. But all right, let's tackle it. Okay, I'm just sneaking up on the edges of the metal that I need to cut away. I don't want to, try to do it all in one cut because I risk taking away too much metal. So I'm gonna move it a little bit at a time, get it up against the edge where I want to cut it on this side, and around. I'm gonna sneak up on it a little bit. So that's why I'm taking out little bits at a time. Let me show you what's going on the opposite side here. So this is the inside of the car. So that firewall would come down to here, and it would replace this here. So this is where it gets sensitive up here. That's the area that I have to be careful that I don't cut into this part. Into this part here. I don't want to cut into that. So when I come from the other side, I'm just being careful to cut only up to there. So yeah, that gives you an idea what's going on. I hope this video helps you guys who are working on your own first-gen Camaro or Nova, or I guess it would be a third-gen Nova, on how to do this on your car. All right, that's clearly way better. Check this out. See, isn't that far better than having two levels, or two layers of metal there? Yeah, I should be able to weld that in and like tack weld it around the edges and seam sealer, paint it. Bob's your uncle. All right, boys and one girl, you know who you are. We are ready to weld this thing on. So it's looking pretty good. Pretty happy with that. It also looks good on the inside. I think it's gonna weld up real nice, and once we have the seam sealer in there and everything, oh, it's gonna be glorious. Hey, do any of you out there know if this hole can be blocked for, like, it goes down to the inside, the your fresh air vents, but you also have air coming from here for your fresh air vents. So I'm not sure what that does exactly. I don't know, something to do with the heating system. If you know, let me know in the comments if I can cover that thing up. All right, thanks. And there it is, spot welded in. Some people have been doing like a complete weld all the way around, but it's not structural at all. I think that's unnecessary. So it's like Detroit Speed actually recommends the spot welds like this, and then the seam sealer over top of that. So there it is. I'm really happy with how that's turned out. Of course, it's gonna look better when it's all the same color as the rest of it, and it's got the seam sealer and everything. But you get the idea. And then on the inside, you can see there on the inside. Yep, that's pretty good. That's way better than it was. All right, total time, 3 hours to do this. And here it is with a layer of POR 15 on it. So, yep, look at that. Look how good that looks. Come on now, admit it. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And then on the inside, also on the inside, look, you can see my reflection. It's so nice. Yeah. All right. Oh, while I was, I had the POR 15 out, I put a little bit on where I had done that lead work too for the shaved sills, or like drip rail on that side, and then that fender there. So, yeah. All right. Like and subscribe.